So was you working at the time?
Yes, one of the good things for me, I'm always working doing something. It didn't matter what it was.
Okay. So do you remember like exactly what you was doing, or was you just like you said in and out of different jobs?
No, at that point I was working for Suffolk actually.
Oh, okay.
I just passed what they call it, like an entrance exam for local government at the time. They call it executive officers. And we all went in a room and loads of us, maybe 100. And you did this test and maybe the first 4 or 5.
But why Southwark? Didn't you live in Brixton? So was that?
Funny enough you say that. I lived in Brixton, but my mom lived in East Dulwich.
Okay.
So even though I'm living in Brixton, I was still seen as being from Peckham or East Dulwich.
Okay.
Because that's where my family was. But I love Brixton, so I still see myself as being Brixton. But at the time, the jobs were going in Southwark. It didn't exclude you if you were still outside of Southwark. At the time, you could still go for it. It was anybody who could go for it.
Yeah.
And the ironic thing is, I remember when I went for the job, I wasn't given a job because they didn't think I was the black person. I was the only black person, a couple black, but I was. So when they were calling the names, they didn't even realize I was black.
Oh.
So when I went in, I can still remember the person in question.
Okay.
I won't go call his name. And when I went in, I was looked up and I said, "Oh, there's no jobs." I said, "Why are you saying to me there's no jobs?" And he started to fumble, and I said, "Listen, all I want is a job." And in the end, he was forced because he was embarrassed because he didn't know what to do. So I ended up getting a job. But that was the beginning and the end for me because from that point, I didn't see nobody again. I was given a job, I stuck in a corner.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it because guess what? I just used it as an opportunity to gain some qualifications.
Yeah.
Because they sent you to college, and that was part of being an executive officer. Because you go to college, and it's like a career grade, they call it. So each year you pass, you go up and go up. And I used the opportunity to gain quite a few qualifications outside of what they were sending me to do.
Yeah.
So, and I was supposed to stay at least 3 years afterwards, and I didn't even stay 6 months because I didn't get any upgrade during that time.
When you mean upgrade, you mean like promotion?
Yes.
Or? Okay.
Because what used to be, say you were C1 at the time, next year become a C2, the following year become an E1.
So there was no progression?
No, because...
was that because of you being black as well?
Yes, they just, listen,
yeah.
I should be grateful to getting a job in the first instance.
Yeah.
You know, so I wasn't too mad about it because I just wanted to use the opportunity to gain what I wanted to gain. I knew what was my objective in this job. Yeah,
and then when you left the Southwark job, then where did you go from?
I went off to Brixton, funny enough.
Oh, okay.
Back to Brixton. You know. Yes, I went back to Brixton, and what they had at that time was what you call the community relation councils.
Yeah.
And each year we had community relation like council where we dealt with the issues affecting black people, all the racism, the prejudice. We would take up cases which we felt should be taken up, but we were, how do I put it, the spokesperson for the people who were being discriminated against.
Yeah.
So yes, we were the thorn in the side of the local authority and the police and everybody. So we were seen as a group of people interfering more than helping. And
then living in Brixton, you must have been part of the riots, the London riots.
Well, it was, to be honest with you, I remember when the riots, just before it started, we had loads of meetings with the police. Because we had this thing they call the Police Liaison Committee.
And was that trying to negotiate?
Well, that was a way of trying to get the community and the police to come together and let the police start realizing that they can't behave like they were supposed to behave, and let them become more accountable, especially to us black people.
Right.
But
so that clearly never worked.
No, because they were very arrogant and they were just dismissive.
Yeah.
But what was quite surprising to them was that when the riot kicked off, they expected to see pure black faces. And that was a big shock when you see there was even more white faces running down the street than black faces, or black faces and white faces going down the street. Because I think they completely got it wrong when it comes to how we lived in the community as a community, separate from how they policed us then. Because they thought that we and the white community were divided.
Yeah.
But we have no problems with them.
Yeah.
The problem was with
the police.
The police
Yeah.
and the institution that kept us out.
Yeah.
Well, the ordinary white person, yes, there's loads of racist people about, and they will call us names. I'll be honest with you, they won't take us on that easy, because they know that you take us on, they're going to be in problems, because one black person will take on 20 anyway, anytime.
Yeah.
Because we didn't care.
Yeah.
So they weren't going to trouble us in certain ways, especially if you're living next door to us. They wouldn't speak to us, but as far as it goes. But the real problem was the police and the institutions and those places. So they were shocked when they see all these white faces running down the street, and the riot really, really brought it home to them that it's not just a black issue.
Yeah, it's a community.
It's a community issue.
Yeah.
And if they don't be careful, it will become even bigger. And then the riot spread, and that's what surprised. It just went through all communities.
Yeah, so was you part of the riots?
Oh yes, I was in the front of it.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was in the front of it. I remember one specific instance where the jurors, I think it was Samuels, because they've been around a while.
Yeah.
And the front just disappeared. Believe me. And I was standing right beside it. And these guys came up to me and said, "This is yours, man." I goes, "Pardon me? Leave me out of it." He goes, "No." I said, no. It's okay. They said, "You see?" I said, "Nah, it's all right." I have no problem if they took it. Listen.
But was the riots during that? Was it violence? Was it violent kind of?
I would say
atmosphere?
it was violent in the sense that all those places that stood in their way in the past, if you went for a job in this building or in the shop and you didn't get it, you would burn it.
Yeah.
There was a lot of burning and.
And did you do anything like that?
No.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I just stood there and watched, and then loads of people were beside me, and I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you can't go, but I'm not one of those persons who does that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say they were wrong. No, I'm not even gonna say that. They were right to do whatsoever. They would take out their frustration in how they see fit.
Yeah.
And I had no problem with that. My problem was the fact that if the authorities took no, then fine. We wanted change, and it was changed by any means necessary.
So was there change?
Oh yes, there were changes that took place. Initially, there was knee-jerk reaction, and there was loads of money being channeled into Brixton, and loads of projects being set up, and all, how would I put it, without much thought through, but they were just pumping money, which was a bit of a good thing at the time, but when you look back at the time, you realize it was all wrong. Because not wrong, it was not really thought through at the time, because it could have been even better if they had thought through and had better discussions with the community as to their needs and what we could do and how long-term it would be instead of just short-term pumping money, which then 2 days disappeared after everything. So quietly, everything became peaceful again, or not so tension-wise. It just disappeared. I went back to square one.
Cut. Beautiful. Right. Final bit.